Overall, I think it's fair to say that there aren't a lot of people in the workplace that are comfortable speaking to someone else in the workplace when they're crying. Now, let me go ahead and frame this up. I'm not speaking about the very unusual situation where tears show up. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the person at work who typically has their go-to emotion of crying. Those folks don't tend to make other folks feel comfortable. Now, maybe there's a whole lot of reasons for crying. Maybe you're extremely angry. Maybe you got your feelings hurt. Maybe you are frustrated and you're not being recognized the way you feel you should be recognized. Maybe you just get flustered and the first go-to is tears. Again, the list could be endless, but the real question is, are you a crier in the workplace? And then here's what we're going to talk about. Have you considered the impact to your career with that being your go-to emotion? Be the Reason is all about human connections. Because no matter how much we think we know how we are being heard, there is one thing that I can guarantee based on my decades of professional experience. Other humans will hear us differently than we hear ourselves. In other words, the responsibility is on us to communicate as effectively as possible, whether in professional or personal conversations. So let's dig in. Every single one of these videos focuses on what we control in our communication, and that is the approach that we take and the words that we choose. And even if there is an emotion that is right there and it's tears, we still can control our approach and our words. So that's what we're going to talk about. Here's the deal. You may or may not want to change how much you cry. Maybe you're extremely proud of it and you have a t-shirt that you wear on Fridays that says, "I'm a crier and proud of it." Okay, but you still probably have an opportunity on using different words in that scenario. Or maybe you're the person and you just absolutely cannot stand it if you get so emotional that you cry. And my encouragement to you is go for it. See, with all the resources that we have in this world, if you can get under why that's your go-to and if you can grow in that area. Quite frankly, when I get determined to grow in a specific area, there's never been something that I can't grow in. So I would just encourage you to try to tackle that. But even in those scenarios, you still need to constantly consider the impact your crying may have to your career. And that's where you can really get some tangible direction on how to improve or reduce that impact. Personally, I'll give you an example. I'm not someone who has a go-to of tears in the workplace. It just hasn't been my MO. However, when I do cry, it's weird. And I usually cry when I am extremely angry, which that also, thankfully, doesn't happen a lot. But if I am just burning up mad, that's my go-to. And I will tell you, that makes me even angrier at myself. But if I'm working on an extremely large project and I'm in close communication with another person, and I see down the road that this project could perhaps derail, I will tell that person in advance what my go-to is when I'm super angry. In the past, it has sounded something like this. I will say, "You know what? I want to let you know something about me that I find highly annoying." And they usually laugh, but it's true. And I'll say, when I am just over the top angry, sometimes I cry. And I've grown a lot in this area, and it doesn't always happen, but it can happen. And if that happens at any point in this project, I just want to give you the heads up. And I want to let you know it has nothing to do with you. It's not going to last long. and I am still extremely focused on the project at hand. They thank me for it. And then if in fact it has happened, and it has, they know that it had nothing to do with them, and I'm well aware, and we're gonna get through it. But most importantly, like all of our goals with highly effective communication, I have responded to them with professionalism and respect. And they, in turn, view me as very professional, and they respect me, whether they saw tears or not. And at the end of the day, isn't that what we want, regardless of the emotion? We want professionalism and we want respect. So how about you? Where and when could you grow in this particular area? Maybe it's just identifying that there has been an impact to your career if you're a frequent waterworks person. Just go ahead. It's okay to look in the mirror and identify if that's the truth. Second, maybe there's an opportunity for you to figure out how to grow in this area and reduce if you cry in the workplace. Reduce the number of times that happens. But most importantly, if that does happen, maybe there's an opportunity for you to put words to it and to approach it with the people that you work with who have witnessed the event. Regardless of what the situation was that caused it, you are responsible for your communication. You are. No one else is. And if you want to continue to be viewed as someone who's highly professional, and if you want to be respected in the workplace, then you have to speak those words and evaluate your approach to gain that respect and professionalism. Go ahead, you've got this. I know you can do it. By the way, if you enjoy this content, please hit subscribe below. Thanks.